Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. The Irish Spaghetti Podcast. Like and subscribe. Please enjoy the show.
Rolling.
Was it 53?
53.
53. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, baby.
Year's. Ready? All right. Here we
2020
go.
foul.
5 seconds of silence, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Irish Spaghetti Podcast. We're your hosts, Billy G, Nikki P. Nick, how are you?
Never better in all my years.
5-3, sir.
Happy New Year,
Happy
my friend.
New Year's.
Happy New Year. Boom. New Year's Nikki Pringles is in the building. I got my sport coat on.
We had to work New Year's Day. That fucking sucked.
It does, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
For those of you who have not been out here during New Year's, it's a shit show.
Whoever was here last night, y'all trashed the place, man. I was like I said,
Oh, yeah.
man,
Tell them about Garbage Island.
dude, so I'm driving this morning, and usually, like every New Year's, they usually got everything cleaned up about 7 or 8, and everything resumed. Because I mean, they want everybody off the strip around like 3. That's when like the last cars are leaving and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it takes about another 5 hours to get kind of cleaned up and get things going and stuff, bro. It was like it just happened. There was this little like little median island where the people used to cross, but now they got bridges everywhere because it's much less dangerous. And I'm like driving, and it's like New Year's Day. I'm on my way to work, and I look over to the right, and there's this little like island, and it's topped with trash like 4 feet high of just bottles, dude. I mean, like. People didn't give a shit last night.
Homeless people's corpses.
Exactly, bro. Just like champagne bottles, just throw it in there. Broken glass everywhere. You know what I mean? Like they really trashed it. And my question is, I was not expecting for a New Year's to land on a Sunday. It's nothing special. It's not a special year. It's 2024. Nothing like weird. No, weird where it's all the same number or anything like that. I was not expecting that many people to come out here and do it up like that.
Every year, man.
Yeah.
Dude, every year, not only is it like a massive flood of people, but like 3 or 4 people die.
Yeah, well,
Same thing with us, St. Patty's Day.
I used to miss in the 90s New Year's in Las Vegas because there was always some white dude that would climb one of the electric poles, and he would get up there and he would get shocked and he'd fall. And it was every year.
It's true.
It was like clockwork, and they don't climb anymore. Why aren't they climbing anymore? Every year, some dude would climb up and he's like, woo! And it was like, and it would always like, he'd always like, and like he all of a sudden is like stiff as a board body, just
like a pigeon,
and nobody goes to catch him.
You ever shoot a pigeon with like a pellet gun, and they just freeze and then just drop like a stone.
Like you hit the pause button on them and just boom, Yeah, man, nobody does that anymore. I miss the good old days.
Do you want to bring it back? You want to do it next year? You and I climb?
You think I couldn't climb a fucking ladder, let
You're
alone
gonna be
a fucking pole?
You're
Oh yeah, I
losing weight.
guess.
Yeah, by next year, your goal is to be able to climb by the end of next year.
Okay, so I need core strength and the weight loss.
Yes. Well, I mean, one or the other.
I've never been like even like pull-ups. Like in my best shape, I never was real good at pull-ups or anything.
I think you should develop core strength and arm strength, and then gain weight. Ooh. Be like a bear. Just get like super strong, but weigh like 420 pounds.
Well, have you ever noticed like in like felon fights and like like the older men that come out of prison, they always do a lot of like bench pressing and weights. So they always have this.
Yeah, but they got the barrel gut.
Yes,
yeah, man.
Every single time they always got a big ass belly and humongous like pecs and arms.
Dude,
it's the weirdest thing.
No bullshit. Those are the strongest guys on earth.
They will kill you.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're terrifying.
Yeah. I've seen every time that there was a felon fight. Like I used to love the felon fights videos and like bum fights and all that. And those cats were always like the ones to beat and stuff. Like Kimbo Slice. You know what I mean? Kimbo Slice would come out there and you just saw it was just a shit ton of bench pressing. Belly. He was never had the abs or nothing like that. Big old belly, huge, and they would just clock him up because humongous strength. Oh, it was great, man. It was absolutely great. God, man, that dude was so cool. Like it was so exciting watching his fights. Like when they first started coming out.
It was the best.
Yeah.
Dude, I still go back and watch them sometimes. They're amazing.
Do you know how? I mean, look at what's his name?
Masvidal?
Yeah, Masvidal, Jorge Masvidal. I watched his film fight like years and years and years ago, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, Pony Boy? I'm
Dude,
like, that's him?
I didn't even know it was the same guy until he got re-famous from his last couple of years.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was. I used to watch those growing up forever. Yeah. Had no fucking clue he was in the UFC.
And I know there's obviously a professional Ray Mercer, but he fought Ray Mercer, Street Ray Mercer, who was Kimbo Slice's
That's my
protege.
favorite one.
Yeah.
That's the best fight.
And just
dude, they went
dogging
to
him.
battle,
dude.
man.
Yes.
Well, he gets clipped. Ray drops him with, with a straight right hand. Hard. Bare knuckle, dude.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Masvidal takes a knee, gets back up, and just pours it on him. And he beat his ass so much, he made him quit.
Yeah.
At one point, he's like, all right, I'm good. Like,
Yeah,
we're
he's
done. Yeah.
And he just kept going and kept going. Like, it's funny. It's like, even from that horrendous street fight, you knew that there was something special about that kid, man. And there you go. He did it. He did it.
Who does that?
Yeah.
You have to be special.
Yeah.
I remember when like the fights would start, you would just see Masvidal walking into the backyard barefisted, you know what I mean? No shirt on, whatever. And they would just square up and just start fighting.
Yeah.
Like, there was no ceremony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just boom, let's go. They would just start scrapping.
But
nuts.
Till this day, Florida's underground fight circuit still goes strong, man.
Are you serious?
Still goes strong. They in one of those little backyards, one of these little houses, to the dude who hosts it. I forgot the cat's name is. I'm talking celebrities like what's his name? Rick Rouse the Boss. All of a sudden, dude, there's like a 1986 like Chevy sedan outside or some shit, and then there's like a Rolls Royce parked next to it, and all these people are in the same thing. Just this fence with like some wood set up. It's the underground fight circuit in Florida. It is honestly one of the most beautiful American things I've
How
ever
do you not
seen.
love that shit?
You love them.
Like, let's be honest. One of my favorite movies, it's like a throwaway. Do you know the movie Fighting with Channing Tatum
absolutely.
and Terrence?
Yes.
Terrence, what's his name?
Terrence Howard?
Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
I was going to say Terrence Crawford because we're talking about fighting. Yeah, Terrence Howard. It's a great movie. It's a throwaway, but it's fantastic, dude. Just like underground street fighting.
Sure. Another throwaway. Never back down.
Never
I used
back.
to love
the
that
first
movie.
one,
yes,
dude. The main kid, the asshole kid, was a stud, bro.
I love.
He was
that
a stud.
kid.
He was
I
cocky. He
love
was
that
arrogant. He
dude.
was skilled. He was flashy.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
It's
man.
like his dad's been having him in karate since he was like 2 years old. He did the part perfect, man. I loved it. He's like, so some poser thinks he's gonna, and he like has that like.
He was
shitty,
hyper aggressive. Even at the very end, where they like fight in the street or whatever outside the club and all that stuff. Even though he loses the fight, he was a beast.
Yeah, I love that kid.
whole fight, dude.
Can he
what a
really
great...
scrap? I've seen him a couple more movies. Can he really scrap? Like, you got to have something.
Honestly,
right?
who knows?
Yeah,
who really knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's obviously athletic. We'll put it that way.
Dude, could you imagine that dude inviting to your house just because you went viral for like, a fight that you did, blah, 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 and him just beating the fuck out of you?
The opening scene was dope.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart too. No, when they fight at the house party, and the main character kid squares up and he's like, go with his hands.
Scene.
It was a little bit later.
Yeah, a little later. But
like,
the opening
at the
scene
beginning.
was at football. Some guy talks shit and he like jumps over.
Well, he beats the three guys up in the street outside, with his Hummer or whatever the fuck is out there, whatever. But when he fights the guy, the main villain guy for the first, I forgot his name, for the first time.
He embarrassed the shit out of him.
Yeah, but I remember like he was scrapping with him, whatever, and he gets a couple of good shots off, and he's like, "This ain't fucking boxing," and he fucking kicks him in the leg and then takes him down. I was like, he's right.
That was wonderful, man.
Because I love boxing so much, it just breaks my heart to see him get outdone.
Yeah. I mean, in a street, we've said this a million times. You got more tools at your disposal. You more tools. Oh, that'll come up later. That English accent that I just said. You got more tools at your disposal, and just if you know what you're doing, you're just more dangerous.
Speaking of fighting, a perfect segue into our first story. Conor McGregor, proper number 12 Irish whiskey.
He's back.
He's coming back. He's coming back to fight Michael Chandler at 185 pounds. He looks good. What do you think?
Coming back at 35.
Billy thinks he's done.
I think he's done, 100%.
You think Chandler beats him? I don't think Chandler beats him.
No, not him. That's why he's taking this Mickey-ass fight. If Chandler does beat
Chandler's
him,
a dangerous, terrifying guy. It's just styles make fights, and his style is kind of tailor-made for Conor to win. In my opinion. We'll see, though.
Yeah. If he does lose this fight, then hang it up for good. Then it's time to go home. Then you're just hurting yourself. You're just becoming one of these old guys that never know how to hang it up.
If he looks bad, even if he barely wins this or whatever,
if he's
call it a day.
gassed,
if he's not dominant in this fight, hang it up, man. Yeah.
What was that one? It was like when Tito Ortiz wind up winning that fight against that dude, and he was
talking about Chuck Liddell.
No.
When they fought, they were like 68 years
Oh
old.
my God, is that the one where you like were kind of like happy for Tito, and you're like, good job, man? It was just these two geriatric fighters just beating each other
That broke my
up.
heart. Chuck Liddell looked like garbage. It was embarrassing. That was a hard thing to watch. He literally is like a senior citizen at this point.
Dana White literally went nuts on.
He was like, "This should have never happened.
Never happened."
He's like, "It should have never been
he
sanctioned."
Embarrassed two of his guys. Yeah. Whoever greenlighted that fight for these two to fight. Chuck Liddell has been being an old man for the last however many years, and he deserved it.
Yeah.
He was enjoying his retirement. He's a Hall of Famer. Why go in there and tarnish anything? But then again, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like you've talked about this before, being that caliber of
I was just
fighter
going to say that.
Oh, that's what you know. That's
Also,
who
in
you
your
are,
mind,
it's an identity.
in your mind, that's who you are.
Yeah.
You always
You're a
believe you could
fighter.
still do it.
Just like Rocky, why there's so many Rockies, and it's so believable because you're just like, all right, does he still, he almost won the last one against the Lion.
But even like
Antonio Tarver, like, he's still hanging there. Maybe do it again. Maybe. And in real life, if Antonio Tarver fought a fucking aging Rocky like that, honestly, he would have been dead.
Well,
he would have been dead.
Even like in regular life, like you get older, but in your head, you're still the same guy you were.
Yeah.
Like Patrice talks about this.
Yeah.
Patrice O'Neal, famous comedian. If you don't know him, look him up. He's the best.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how he was outside of like a park or something in New York, and there was like some young, super hot girls around.
Yeah.
And he was trying to play like aloof and like be like the quiet, like mysterious guy. And he's like, they wanted nothing to do with me. And he goes, it was in that moment that I realized that I was old and I'm relegated to old bitches. He was like, I didn't know. He's like, he's in my head. Yeah, he's like, in my head, I'm still the same guy. Like I still have the same game. He's like, but they didn't even give me a second look. And he realized, he's like, oh, I'm fucking old now.
You know who the only person that's really like fought time like that, and he just kept getting better and better, is what's his name on the New England Patriots? Tom Brady. Like, why was Tom Brady still just hucking that fucking ball 60 yards down the field, landing perfectly in somebody's? But I mean,
roids.
Yeah, but did he adjust his game? I mean,
no,
they're all
of
on
course
roids.
not. Oh yeah, he adjusted it at the back half of his career. He got better.
That's what I'm saying. Why did that work out?
Actually, I don't even know if that's roids. It's probably more like amphetamines because he's a quarterback. You don't need to be that much stronger.
Sure.
You need focus.
Yeah. He needs to be like comfortable in the pocket. Yeah. Make sure that he
fast
puts that ball where
time.
exactly.
Yes, dude.
But that's what. But here, okay, just what you just said. That's exactly what I'm saying. Just like you were talking about, like when old people don't know. Well, I'm sure when you're an old boxer, your reaction time and the way you're throwing your fist, when it's so much slower than you're used to, that's when it kind of dawns on you.
It's
how
horrible.
is this fool still doing this?
It's horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
I've experienced like a small amount of that myself, where I'm like, I can see it coming, and I'm like, I can't get out of the way, but I know I'm supposed to. And you're just like,
I have too, just a little bit different.
I'm 38, bro. In 2 weeks, I'll be 38 years old.
I took a kneel. Like we were sitting in some government building, and I took like a
During
kneel,
the
right?
national anthem.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was doing. Well, I did like one of these things where I leaned against the wall and I had my legs down, right? And I'm just kind of like waiting for like my turn because there was no seats, right? And I remember like when it was like my turn, I was like. And it wasn't gonna happen, and I had to like get on like my knee and like kind of like force myself. Like, you know what I mean?
It was like a 3-point turn,
and I'm like,
dude, when you're parallel parking, you have to. Like,
I'm like, why is there so many
this
like
arm goes here, and then I prop,
dude? It was so many more like like movements to get up, dude.
Before you fully lift.
Yeah, no, I was much heavier at the time too, but, right? I was much heavier at the time too, but also like. I felt it in my knees. Like it wasn't just like the weight on top of me. I felt it in my knees.
Joints, yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, like that's it. Like it's starting. Like, boom, that's starts downhill. That's what they're talking about. So there you go. So I'm like, I just thought that was so weird. Like all I was doing was I just took a kneel, leaning. I had my like, posturing up against the wall and stuff like that. Why was it so hard to just get up? Why couldn't I just stand up?
And when you did finally get up, you got lightheaded.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting there, dude. I need a cup of water. That's when that kind of dawned on me too. I was like, what the fuck? But that's what I'm talking about. I don't know, man. Like Tom Brady was just so until his last days of like he almost took the Bucks to the Super Bowl. Wait, he did take the Bucks to the Super Bowl.
Did he really?
How the fuck does
he did?
You're gonna tell me that dude
football.
didn't beat time? Anyone. The year he retired, he took a brand new team that was never going to win the Super Bowl before to the Super Bowl. You're telling me that's not just steroids.
I'm not telling you that. I don't know anything about football.
Insane,
I don't even know about his career.
There's no way that just performance enhancers would do that for you. It's just no way, dude. That's the one dude that beat. Like honestly.
He's on all kinds
he made a deal with
of
the
enhancers.
Devil. Yeah.
He's just out there just rock hard
Oh, geez.
on whatever supplements.
When he's running by, the defensive end hears him running by, and it's like... He's like, what the fuck is in him? It's like the bionic man. He he doesn't even like bend his knees to jump. He's like 6 feet in the air, grabs the ball and brings it down.
When he looks at someone, he sees their full name, their social, their criminal records.
He can like predict the routes they're gonna run. What they're most likely gonna run, and like it stops in the green line, like lightens up a little lighter, and he goes this way.
In the VIP box, there's Mark Zuckerberg controlling him with a joystick. He's got Tesla's fucking brain chip in.
You see Mark Zuckerberg, right? He's like doing a celebration dancing. And then you look in the box and Mark Zuckerberg's doing the same exact thing. Oh shit! Oh my god!
VR Tom Brady.
I think
bro.
we're on to something, dude. There's no fucking way
VR
that dude
Tom Brady
did that.
rules.
And by the way, he announced his retirement the prior year, decided against it, comes back, grabs his ring, and goes, "Yeah, I think I'm."
He's
good
like
now.
Magic Johnson. He just gets stronger every day.
Dude, it's fucking weird. That's what money will do for you. And by the way, Magic Johnson's got AIDS when AIDS was still AIDS. How the fuck did he beat it? What the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. That fool shit had a lesion up his ass the size of Texas, dude. And he was fine. What did money do for that?
Dude, he's always smiling. He looks happy as fuck, dude. He looks healthier than me.
Dude, yeah, just that same Diddy smile, you know what I mean? It's so bad, man. Yeah. But yeah, like coming back to Conor McGregor, yeah, if he has any trouble whatsoever with Chandler, like you said, it's a perfect matchup for him. Chandler's he's striking, right? So then Conor McGregor's a much
he could
better
do everything,
striker.
but he likes to fight.
Yeah. So if he goes out there to thump, and as you know, with
just
Conor
because
McGregor,
of Conor McGregor's accuracy and his timing and his setups and all that, he's superior.
Yeah.
But also, like we just watched his highlights before we came on the show, just to kind of refresh. Prime Conor McGregor was a monster. A great fighter, a brilliant fighter to say the least.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from him. You can say whatever you want about him now, whatever his controversies outside of the ring and blah, blah, blah. The guy was a genius. He understood how to fight very well. He was a true martial artist and he was a pioneer.
And I think when he was like really himself in fighting, I think he didn't care how he looked. So he was this skinny rail that, like you said, was doing the karate stance and stuff like that. If he could drop that stupid muscular body that's gonna do nothing for him in these fights, obviously everybody knows like there's no bodybuilder that's gonna fare well out there. You know what I mean? Unless you're some like weirdo like Brock Lesnar or something.
There's
like
freaks
that.
in nature, but in general, the more muscle you have on you, the more blood that it takes to like support it, like oxygen and all that, so you gas out faster.
Sure, absolutely.
And also, if you ever notice, like the hardest punchers are usually wiry guys like Deontay Wilder, Tommy Hearns. Yeah. There's something about like David Benavidez. That thin structure, it gives you more of a kinetic energy when you throw. Yeah. It's different. Except for like Mike Tyson, who's a complete freak of nature.
And that's why, as wire as he was, that's why Conor was sleeping these dudes left and right. And then he started like, dude, I knew there was a problem. Once, like I was telling them downstairs, like once he started like every picture with fans, TMZ, whoever, he just takes his shirt off and he's just hitting them muscles. It's like, dude, it's like priorities, buddy. What the fuck do you care? Like you're like he's supposed to be a married
he's
man.
like
yes, every day. Creatine and cocaine. He's just like,
creatine and cocaine.
Just fucking killing it. I don't know, man. So look, you know, I guess how serious he's taking it is how it depends. You know?
He just gacked the fuck out.
Did
you see him? What was it? He was at like a fighting event, like boxing or something. He was sitting next to the soccer guy. What's his name?
Messi.
No, dude. Super famous dude.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Did you see that?
No.
So he goes to whatever game it was or fight, and he's sitting next to Ronaldo, and he's talking to Ronaldo. He's coked out of his fucking mind, clearly drunk, and Ronaldo's trying to ignore him. And there's a still frame shot of Conor McGregor like right by his face, like talking into the side of his head, because you know like Ronaldo probably wants nothing to do with him, but Conor's Conor, and what are you gonna say to the guy? He'll fucking rip your head off.
Yeah.
So he's just like.
Well, Ronaldo has to keep giving these like you know what I mean? Like just like acknowledging what he's saying. He's like, probably can't understand him. Like Ronaldo's broke English anyway isn't gonna allow him to understand whatever the
He's
fuck
trying to
Conor's
enjoy
saying.
the event.
Yeah.
And Conor's just like, you'll do nothing.
Yeah. You're saying nothing. You're doing nothing. You're listening to me talk this entire time.
He does a capoeira kick over his head. Like, the guy's hilarious.
And he's definitely down for like stupid shit, obviously, dude. Like if you piss Conor off, he's not gonna have like, you know what I mean? Like,
sympathy.
Yeah.
Ask that old man at the bar in
absolutely.
Ireland.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna have the self-control to like okay, maybe he's a famous soccer player all over the world. He's a nice guy. He does all this sorts of charity and whatnot. But I'll still punch him in the fucking face. He's just like that. He's just down. He does stupid shit. That's another thing. I just should bother me. Well,
do you know what my argument is for that? Because everyone's like, oh, you should be this. You're a public figure. You should be a good example. Blah blah blah. If you think the intensity of his personality stops at his good qualities, you're out of your fucking
He's not putting
mind.
on a show. It's
Anyone
Conor.
who's hyper intense and has crazy amounts of energy, it's equal on both sides. We all have a light and dark side.
Yeah.
And that same energy is illuminating both sides. Yeah. So if you're extremely good in one side, you're probably extremely bad in another. Well, it doesn't go nowhere.
Yeah. We also talked about this too with like Mike Tyson. Like we all wanted that fucking villain in the God damn it. We all wanted that villain in the ring. And then we wanted him to turn it off when he comes
Kiss
outside.
babies
Like,
and shit.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. I just don't like when these guys throw away their careers over really dumb shit.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck you until you love me, Senator.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. Well, Conor McGregor found out that some shit happened or whatever. This fool flew from Ireland to a UFC event, drove fucking, in all that time, you're telling me that he couldn't have done. Maybe that's a bad idea. You know what I mean?
He couldn't wait.
He couldn't wait to get there. A dolly that smashed the window and landed into some like undercard fighter's eye, which is fucked up. Because if he derailed that dude's career for some fucking, retina fucking, a scratch or something like that.
Shit,
yeah. And he did that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're stupid shit, dude. Honestly, if it was just affecting the other person, I completely understand.
But my thing is this: right, wrong, good or bad, love him, hate him.
Yes.
That guy is down.
Yeah. Oh,
he's the real deal. He's not scared. He's an actual warrior. And he's fucking not playing games.
Well, we watched him like basically pressure Khabib into taking the fight by beating up half of his family, like half of his immediate family. He beat the fuck out of him. Like, what was Khabib gonna say after that? Like, no.
Well, that was after the Khabib fight. After he got tapped out.
No.
Yeah, we were
and
watching.
He just started tagging his own family.
So he gets tapped out or whatever. Conor goes back to his side, and then Khabib jumps over the cage and starts ruckus. And then his family jumps in the cage and attacks Conor. And Conor proceeded to smack the shit out of like 3 of them. Dude, he's a bad dude.
He was gonna beat Khabib that night.
Dude, he just got choked out and tapped out, and he still fought 3 of his family members and landed all the best shots.
But
he's a bad dude.
You know what's funny though too is like we know exactly what would have happened to Mike Tyson if he didn't find boxing. Who knows, man? Like if he didn't find MMA in Ireland, that fool probably would have ran with some crime.
There's no doubt.
Not even a question.
No, there's no doubt.
Some leg breakers.
He's a gangster.
He's a gangster.
Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, oh, he's a fucking gangster. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mike Tyson. He's a crazy bastard. He'd be in prison or dead.
Yeah.
For sure. 100% sure.
Like if Cus D'Amato never like just came and like rescued him, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny, man. It's
pretty wild.
Trip. Yeah. I didn't really kind of think of that, but it's like you think of Ireland, you just automatically think of that, but there's no doubt that motherfucker would have been a head buster in his neighborhood.
Dude, you're lucky that he's him.
Yeah.
That he ended up being this guy instead of something else.
This is like the better of the two.
Yes, you know same thing with Mike Tyson. Yeah. Leave him on the streets and see how he would have done. He's better off in the ring.
Remember Mike Tyson knocked out Mitch Green and in front of a nightclub? When they were supposed to fight, it's like, well, we've seen it. Like he's not going to do better.
He knocked him not out, but he knocked him down like 4 times. Do you know about this?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He clips him and Mitch Green goes down. He like rises like the Undertaker, and Michael's like, "What the fuck?" And he like hits him again, dude. And then he rises again. He's like, he just kept getting up. Like, I didn't understand it.
Honestly, dude, what was driving Mitch Green is like pure like embarrassment. Could you imagine being at Studio 54 and Mike Tyson just floored you, and you're watching these women just sitting there laughing while you're laying on the ground? Like, dude, everything in your soul is gonna make you stand up again. One of my favorite things ever. Did you ever see Michael Jai White's his biography of Mike Tyson, like the movie?
No, I know what you're talking about
It's
though.
fucking great. The Mitch Green scene was
Really?
wonderful. It's
I'm not
Michael Jai White.
I don't like Michael Jai White.
Nobody does. He's an awful actor, but he didn't it's a horrible Tyson movie. It's still great. You know what I mean? And it's like Michael Jai White the whole time. He's like, no thanks, that guy's the man. You know what I mean? Like his family's like, of course they kind of like butter it up, you know? Like Mike Tyson's family wanted nothing to do with this war. Like why would they let him go and live with this fucking white family in the Catskills, right? Like they care about him, right? So they're like, Michael, when you coming back? And Michael's got his pigeon. He's like, no thanks, I got a family, man. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not how it happened.
Is that
like,
the Mike Tyson documentary that Mike Tyson didn't sign off on, that he was pissed about being made?
If it was a documentary, no, because this was a movie.
Okay.
This was an actual like movie, like a fucking.
I don't know if it was like HBO or Amazon, but someone did a series on him that he actually had nothing to do with, and he was kind of pissed about it.
That dude is.
He's like, they just took my life story and just made some shit without my consent.
Yeah,
like, he was pissed.
Fuck yeah, I'd be fucking pissed too. But they're allowed to, right? Isn't it?
I'm sure that
the
there's
freedom
some
of
legal.
The press
I'm sure they looked into it before they made it, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck it is. But.
Oh, dude, you know what? I got a story, man. That Gypsy Rose is out of prison.
Who?
Listen, I'm gonna jump.
No.
Is
Go
this
ahead.
okay?
But,
all right, Gypsy Rose is out of
me up.
prison. Okay, so Gypsy Rose got famous. Her mom was. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Her mom was the best con man of this century.
What?
Yes, not even a question. Her mom convinced her own daughter that she was much younger than she was actually. She made her in a wheelchair. She had biproxy Munchausen syndrome, so she would have all these things. She was feeding her through a stomach tube that she didn't need. Her legs had perfect muscle definition, so the doctor's like, she doesn't need that wheelchair. Like by this time, her legs would be like fucking skin and bone. She didn't need that. So at the house, she would be there. She would make her act younger than she was, so she would get all this charitable money and donations and stuff like that. What? Her mom had a bankroll of something like $500,000. They built her a house because they said, like, she was on every charity. She went around the world like 5 different times, and Gypsy would sit there and she'd go, oh, thank you. Like, because she would talk like a child.
She's not completely innocent. At no point when you were in that wheelchair with perfectly working legs, you not once tried to go like this.
Well,
let me just see.
She knew.
I feel strong.
No.
Oh, she knew?
But her mom convinced. Listen, man, I'm not blaming. There's
I'm
a reason.
confused.
I'm not. She was in. She was compliant with what her mom was doing, but it's because her mom told her to do it. Like, I'm not blaming this kid for
No,
that.
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, you made it sound like she thought that she was
Oh,
crippled.
no. But she
just didn't know.
She convinced her that she was much younger. But then she started getting pussy hair and titties, and this kid's sitting there like, she's like, why am I playing with a Barbie? Dude, at one point, she was like 22. Like, listen, the rest of the family, the dad said he kept saying, like, it's your, and he sounds like Bobby Boucher's day. It's your 20 birthday, like they're like deep Creole, right? And Dee Dee Rose was her mother. And I mean, just raping these charities for everything, which they rape everybody, so who gives a fuck, these charities, right? So they're just getting off on everybody, right? So then here's how things go down, okay? So Christian Mingle hits the scene, right?
The fucking dating
the
site?
dating website. Dee, oh, you're gonna fucking, this is a good site.
Dude, this is new to me. I'm invested.
You gotta
I'm
see
invested.
the movie. You gotta see the movie.
Go.
Yeah.
There's a movie?
Yes, you gotta see this fucking movie. That one chick's in it.
Well,
She's got the old face, but she's fucking she did a wonderful job.
Do tell.
So Dee Dee Rose has a laptop, and Gypsy gets a hold of it, and she's like, I'm just looking at pictures of Disneyland. Well, she signs up. So you're not going to stop this kid's hormones from growing and wanting things. So she's like 23 at this point, right? 22, 23 years old. And she's horny. So she's fucking masturbating. She's doing all this shit. So she gets this website and Chris meets, she wants to meet a boy, right? So she first puts up the picture of the wheelchair and everything like that. And she found out real easy that men on the internet don't care if you're dead in a wheelchair or anything. If they could get their rocks off, they're going to hit you up, right? So it's like, she's getting hits, right? So she finds this kid about her same age. This kid has Asperger's, right?
Wait, how does she know the kid's her same? She thinks she's younger.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
At this point, I'm not sure exactly what you know. I think she had found medical records of her age. Like in the movie, like it all lines up.
As
right?
I'm picturing her like thinking she's like
No.
12 and she's
but
like fucking with
for
12-year-olds at
no,
23.
No. For years, she did. That's why she talks like a little girl. Like her mom coerced her into this like character so long that but she still does it. She still has traits of it, right? So
it's ingrained.
Yeah. So she meets this kid, Nicholas something. I was literally about to mix your guys' name, Nicholas Gernhardt, but it's actually, I'm not even shitting you. I swear to God, it's fucking close to that. It's like Nicholas Garhart or something like that, you know? So she meets this kid, and so they start talking, and she like mentions that. Now this kid has Asperger's. He is one of those things like that one kid that we saw. He has empathy for nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So she's like, I just, I want to meet you. So they wind up. Oh, all right. Quick interlude. Okay. So when they finally meet, they were going to go see a princess movie, right? Because Dee Dee was sick out of her fucking mind. So she was still bringing her 20-year-old daughter that she was convincing that was fucking had all sorts of medical problems, all this shit, right? So she went to go see a Disney movie because her mom liked the Disney movies, right? Well, her daughter said, be here at this theater at this time. This is the first time they meet. So they go to fuck in the bathroom. So the daughter goes, she goes, I got to take a shit. So she goes in the bathroom and she has sex with her boyfriend, right? So then they come out. And
she goes, I got to take a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And just wheels her.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's still in the wheelchair. They cannot be seen in public without that wheelchair, right? So, by the way, she's fine. She walked around the house.
The chair's outside the bathroom door for like 45 minutes.
She comes out with cum, trains her pussy, sits in the chair, and just goes there. So like that. So they go in the bathroom, and they fuck, right? So now she's like in love with this kid, right? She goes out there and she's like, oh, Mom, I met a friend, right? So now there's this single 20-something-year-old Asperger fucking ridden male. And he's like, hi. So the mom's like, oh, Gypsy there, I don't think you should be talking to that boy. He a weird one. He a weird one.
Little boys are the devil.
They're little boys are the devil, Bobby. Who said little? Hey, her mom is that. I'm not even fucking same thing, right? So her mom's like, oh, it's so weird. And like at the time, Gypsy's like getting all mad with her, right? But then like when she's in prison, she's like, I think it was a little weird at the time that this like single guy's just sitting there watching this kid's
So why'd
movie,
they
right?
put her in prison if she was the victim?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait.
There's a couple more lines to the story. You're gonna love this.
There's
Okay?
more?
There's more.
All right.
So Gypsy's talking one night, and they get all these. He has multiple personalities, like a schizo. So what Gypsy does, she creates multiple personalities for him. One of them's a little kid. One of them's this dominatrix. One of them's this submissive one, and all. She carries.
One of them can use their legs.
Yeah. Wait. All of them can use their legs, right? Okay. So unless they're tied up, that's the only time when they're not, right? So he introduced her to BDSM and all this shit, right? So they're doing all these wild stuff. So she's like, he's like, come live with me, like they're like. It's puppy love, but they're in love, right? Like, so he's like really head over heels, and she's, dude, honestly, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Heels over head.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. This fucking, like this little 19-year-old, they showed a picture. She was fucking bad, dude. She was fucking, she has. Gypsy. Her little eyes are like crooked because she's got that fucking Creole, like, Bobby, I was in the wall for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds hot.
Dude, yeah. Well, dude, God, listen, man. When she's turned around and she's wearing those little cotton whites, dude, oh my fucking God. little Rapunzel fucking cotton whites.
She's all soft.
Dude, she's
atrophy.
gorgeous.
She's like,
I'm telling you,
she's like
yes.
veal.
Dude, her legs never used her little muscles before. Like she's prime steak, right? USD certified lean. Right? So you know what? So he's like, come live with me. Like, I got a place for you. I got this, right? You know what Gypsy says? She goes, oh, I want to be with you. I just wish my mom was dead. Right?
They killed the mom? They killed the fucking mom?
Dude, not in just like...
What?
No, but dude, dig
where have I been? I've never heard any of this.
Dig how they got this, right? So they also robbed her, right? Remember I told you about that nest egg that she had? Like,
I mean, why stop at murder?
Oh, fuck, exactly.
What, are you going to leave the money?
She'd be fucking retarded. She didn't take her money. So anyways,
she's like, no, that's hers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Gypsy, that belonged to the people that gave it to me for you. You know what I mean? It's like,
how'd they fucking kill her?
Okay, so check this out. So she says this, and the kid's like, I'll do it. And she's like, which one of you? He's like, all of me. Every one of us is gonna fucking kill that bitch, right? So he's like telling her, and they're like real. Now they're like getting bad. So he's like, he's like, I'm out the back door. So he takes a Greyhound out there, and they're like, dude, like these kids are getting off on it. Like she's evil too. Like, but again, dude, honestly, if your mom did this to you,
she's
man,
warped.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm telling you again, I am literally telling you, I don't blame this kid for any of it. I really don't. I don't think she's going to find another fucking Asperger kid to fucking murder somebody for. I think she's harmless at this point, but that's just an opinion, whatever, blah, blah. That mom deserved 2 fucking death sentences. They should bring her back and have him kill her again. I don't like the bitch. I just thought it was crazy. But, and me and everybody else, but whatever. But anyways, so he shows up, right? And they're like fucking and doing stuff. And then he's like, all right, I'm ready. So he goes in there and he hears, she goes in there and she sits in the fetal position and she puts her hands over her ears, right? And she's like, la, 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 because she's like a gypsy, right? La, 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 la. And she says, she hears, Wah! Sorry, I think if we ever tested those mics, okay, yeah, okay, right. Yeah, sorry for everybody who's listening to that. So she goes, Gypsy, help! He gonna kill me! And then silence. He got her good, dude. He hit this bitch with a steak knife about this fucking bitch.
Oh my
God!
God!
On her back, and then he said he was gonna rape her too, right? We wound up not.
Why?
Because they're demented. He's sitting on her back and he's plunging this fucking knife into her fucking back. Wappo. And Dee Dee Rose at this time is a big woman, right? So you saw that fat, freckly back and just a bunch of knife holes. No blood.
Oh my God.
Their skin sitting so high, so no blood, nothing, right? That's a crime scene. Okay. Now, do you want to know how they were caught, Nick?
Yes.
So they
actually
leave.
No. Stop it right there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so Conor McGregor's kind of so dig this, right? So by the way, this is a good segment for him. I'm gonna clip that. So so they go, they take the money, they take what they can and stuff like that. Here's another thing that kind of resonated. That this kid said, I knew my mom was dead at that point, but I was free, man. And I don't know, like that had to feel good. That wheelchair, walking out of the house without that stupid fucking wheelchair that you've literally
like Kaiser Soze.
Yes, dude, like a fucking bound to with this personality that you've had to develop that won't end. That you've been dying. You're supposedly dying your entire life, and you got to talk to me with a Barbie in your hand. Like by the way, the mom did a lot of other fucked up shit. You'll see it when I'm sure. I'm not gonna hit every detail. Like she made the state and her father believe that she was mentally retarded. So she wound up getting that. What's that called? Where she can still control her at 18.
Oh, the conservatorship.
Boom. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they said she was
like power of attorney.
Power of attorney. So she was like a danger to something. Like she really fucked this kid. So even if she wanted to stop doing what she was doing, she couldn't. So this kid was free, right? So they go and they get a greyhound. And you see Gypsy, she's like mingling with other adults, and you like see it in her face, like she's like feels good. Again, I'm just like, God damn, that bitch had her fuck. Like, good for you, kid. Like, I don't know, man. I know she's dead. I'm weird with death. I'm like, good for you, kid. But whatever. Here's where she's fucking retarded, right? So she leaves, right? She decides to go on her Facebook, her newly found Facebook, and you know what this girl does? We slashed her like a pig. The bitch is dead. We raped her lifeless corpse and all this shit. What do you like? You're what's that?
And then she was like,
natural born killers.
Post.
Yeah. She posted all of it.
Winky face.
So then she's on the run and she's wanted, right? So she calls her father.
For the first time, she's on the run.
Exactly.
She's like, I'm just happy to be running.
I didn't roll
I don't
out
care
of there.
what the circumstances
yeah,
are.
Exactly. I'm fucking good. So she calls her father. Dude, you know what's weird, dude? How normal her father actually is. Like,
what?
Yeah, dude. Her dad's like a good looking dude. He's got a really nice house. He had like a dually truck. He like worked real hard. Like Louisiana, like he's well known and is well liked in his neighborhood. Like I think he just knocked this psycho up when she was like real fucking young. But also,
so he wasn't a part of like the childhood and
no, dude,
none
like
of the story.
her mom kept telling him bullshit, and he never decided to look into any of it. And it's like, how do you have this normal kindergartner, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, by the way, Gypsy died. You know what I mean? Like, no, like you're not going to ask questions. But anyways, listen, everybody, just passed the buck in this. Like everybody failed this kid. Everybody didn't look into it. Nobody decided. All the doctors that would do these she had like 40, 50 operations under her belt for nothing wrong. She is a perfectly healthy adult right now. She had a stomach feeding tube that nobody decided to look into. Your gastroenterologist or whatever the fuck couldn't
How
look
did she
into that.
get it?
The mom would just sign off on paper, and what she would do is she would go to the different doctors and like let's say they went to like a cardiologist. She'd be like, my mother died from a heart attack, and her father has, murmurs, and she would like create this false like family history of like problems. And I don't know, man. Maybe the doctors just got enough people coming in. There was only one doctor that knew she was full of shit. He put on paperwork. He's like, biproxy Munchausen syndrome. He's like, she has this. She's showing signs of this. She's showing signs of this. What'd they do? They got the fuck out of Dodge. They were gone the next day, starting a whole new thing. So I'm just saying, a lot of people failed her. It was kind of like the Gabriel, that kid that fucking. They let everybody beat him and shit like that. Everybody just failed this girl, right? So then they wind up getting it. And the funniest thing though, she calls the dad. She goes, I don't know what you're seeing in the news, but it's all not true. I didn't touch her.
He's like, the news, bitch. I read your Facebook.
No. They didn't have
What?
that wasn't
What?
available knowledge just yet. She was only wanted, right? So the family goes in there and they come up with him with the cameras and like, what do you think? He's like, I know my daughter innocent. Gypsy never do no nothing like this. She ain't no crazy about her. The voodoo. And he's like, right? So they go in the thing, and then it was the fucking funniest thing, right? They read the Facebook messages, right? And Gypsy's got these little girl purple glasses on, right? And the dad's sitting there holding his new wife and their family, and he's got a daughter now, and they're like all sticking together with Gypsy, right? And Gypsy goes, they read off like what you said, and she goes,
Are you serious?
And the dad's sitting there like, Gypsy, that your Facebook right there. you know what I mean? Who that Gypsy? Who that Facebook?
Where's the Asperger's kid?
He got locked up. I think he's I didn't read the updates on him. He had a trial for 2017, and Missouri does do or Louisiana does do the death penalty. I think he's facing down the death penalty. And for how he did it with no empathy or nothing. And he straight told him she's out though. So she went to a Chiefs game. She went to Kansas City the other day, and she wanted to meet Taylor Swift. Bitch, go meet her. What, she got to be fucking dying to meet her? Go meet her. You know what I mean? Gives a fuck. Maybe one of you fucking celebrities could go meet her just for being a fan. How about that?
Make a wish.
I don't care about the mom. I listen. People have different opinions on, if God should only be judging people, if they should live or die, or how they feel about the death penalty and blah, 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 and this, and that. Honestly, that woman deserved to fucking die. Yes. How about that?
She did.
How about that? How about if you fucking go out and you rape a bunch of kids, you should die? How about that? Why is it so
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why? We've talked about this, like the island and everything like that.
I feel bad for her, man.
Dude, I feel bad for her.
After this whole story, I actually feel genuinely bad.
One good thing, just like the Memphis 3, when they blamed those 3 goth kids for killing those little boys and it wound up being the stepdad or whatever, you know what I mean? The one good thing that came out of it is they all wrote books and they all became very, very wealthy in their adult lives, but they paid the ultimate price. It's not worth it. So this
Hardly a compensation.
Yeah, so this kid is now living her life and she's going to football games. She wants to meet somebody. That's the least this life could do for this kid. You know what I mean? So that's all. That's how I feel. Fuck Dee Dee Rose.
She gets sponsored by Ginsu.
Yeah. Dee Dee Rose died in, I think, like a minute. She had her daughter dying for the last fucking 20 years. Fuck her.
Fair.
You gotta watch that movie.
I'm going to.
It's on Hulu.
This has been very compelling. Yeah, this is all new to me.
Don't watch any other docs. Watch the actual movie. I forgot the chick that's in it. She's fucking fantastic. But when one of the scenes when she stood up and she had hair on her vagina and her titties and stuff like that, and that's when you were kind of shocked because like at this point I didn't know the story and I was like looking at it like, huh. But that's a little kid. Like, what's going on? Yeah, so she's all fucked up. That's the story. It's a wild-ass story. They got all sorts of documentaries on it. But go Gypsy. Absolutely. I think that kid deserves to live. Straight up.
You 100%. Still see her as a kid? What is she, like 50?
Yeah, she's I think she's like 26, 27.
Oh, she's still got her whole life ahead of her.
Yes. And
okay.
But she still has the voice,
The baby voice?
Yeah. They say that's very common with girls that were either forced to be babies their entire life or girls that were sexually abused. When you ever seen the girls with the baby voice?
Well, you get locked into the state you're in at that point in time when you're traumatized. Yeah. Same thing with like a lot of drug addicts too. But anyway,
somebody's gotta fuck the trauma out of her. I'm just joking. No, but that's like
LOL.
No, it's fucking nuts. But you got to see that movie, Hulu, dude. I swear to God, they did a wonderful job. You know who did the mom? Kathy Bates. And I'm thinking, of course, Bobby Boucher.
Dude, exactly.
Oh my God, it was perfect.
Full circle, dude.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, she was perfect.
She was perfect for the role. Wow. Yeah.
She played it already.
Already did. And she had this like biker neighbor, this blonde chick. She was kind of like Rocky Dennis's mom. Like she's real wild. She's like the cool chick and shit. And she was at a mall and she's looking. She goes, "Oh, there's Gypsy and Dee Dee." And they're like down there. And you see Dee Dee and she's like robbing this little kiosk for like, you know, like she's got the wheelchair in front of her. And she's like putting shit in her purse. And she like confronts her and she's like, "I seen what you did at the mall, Dee Dee." You know, like she's kind of like onto her and she's like, "Oh yeah, we haven't had the fun street yet, dude." She's Kathy fucking Bates. She's wonderful.
Yes.
She's wonderful actress. Come on, man. Kathy
She's one of the
Bates.
best, dude. Are you
Misery.
serious? Yes.
Come on, baby. So fucking good, man. Oh my God. You know what's so weird, dude? I swear to God, like looking back, and you said it, Bobby Boucher's mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She was perfect. The role she was made for.
What part of the snake would you say we're eating tonight? I don't think snakes have parts, but if I had to guess, I would say his knee.
His knee. He's like, Yeah, Henry Winkler's like, sounds delicious. He wanted him on that team so bad he ate that shit.
What mama don't know won't hurt her.
I wanted to tattoo a Roy Orbison when I was a kid.
Yes.
But my mama,
He's like,
and then the next day they're talking to him and they go, "So your mama decided to play?" He's like, "Yes, well, Roy Orbison, Coach Klein." Oh man, I fucking love that. Yeah,
good times.
fucking. But Gypsy
Jesus
Rose is
Christ.
out. Taylor Swift, you owe her a fucking meeting. They made her leave the state for security.
Okay.
Taylor Swift should leave. The fuck did you ever see her at a Chiefs game before that? Before she started blowing that guy. Shake it off. Okay. So speaking of things that don't make sense, speaking of things that shouldn't be there, like that wheelchair under little Gypsy's legs, tampons are now in men's bathrooms in Canada, buddy.
I bet their sales are going to skyrocket.
What a waste.
Which
What a
company?
waste.
I'm going to buy their stock.
It's got to be Tampax, right?
has to be.
Kotex Tampax.
Dude, there's not even a lot to say about that. Don't we all know that's ridiculous?
I just think
Does
that-
there need to be commentary?
Yeah. I mean, how could you have that much snow and be weird? Why is it that cold and weird? Right? You're right. There's really nothing to say.
When did they decide this dumb shit?
It's just a couple of days ago. It's even in the parliament.
Do you know
well.
the most annoying part about it is that it's designed to be posturing, so we all talk about it.
And
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
If you just believe in that policy, you would just do it and shut the fuck up about
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. They just honestly, man.
What's going on with Canada, man?
I think everything today, every like move that they make today, is to either own the libs or own the right. You know what I mean? Like they just want to fucking.
And we're just in the middle, just watching them volley this ball back and forth. No one gives a shit.
Rabble. You're absolutely right. Like, could you imagine about like you're like fucking getting paid like $500,000 a year, like really do a serious job. You're like responsible for like roads and people's lives and things like that. And you go to take a piss and you're sitting there and you pull down your slacks, dude, and you got you digging and you're sitting there and you look over and there's a fucking Tampax machine there. It just doesn't make any sense. Why is it there? For what? Well, that's enough about that.
I don't even know what to say about it, man. It's just it's so preposterous.
How about this?
There's
man?
no words for this.
How about this? We wanted to plug that. Just to let you know this has been one more weird minute in this bizarro fucking world, okay? Trump's back on the Colorado ballot, man.
Good, he should be.
Nice little win.
He should have never
Absolutely.
been taken off.
No. You know what's funny is they wrote a 38-page by the way, it was a 38, not a reason why, but a 38, they called it a 38-page opinion piece on why they don't think he should have a ballot in Colorado. Who gives a fuck about your opinion? Is he allowed? Is he authorized to be there or not? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
We all know that baseline that's the truth, but
Yeah.
we all know what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah, they're just trying to force his hand.
That's it.
Get him out of there.
That's all it is. He's obviously a massive threat.
Yeah. And
I'm going to vote. You want to vote? You want to vote this year?
I can't.
Why?
I haven't done
Criminal record?
No, I don't have my license.
Will you get it
I'm trying to right now.
before the end of the year? Is that too much to ask?
When is
we
it?
have time?
September?
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll make sure.
Let's
we'll
go
go in
vote,
and
man.
vote. Yeah. Not
Yes.
even a question. Absolutely. Yeah.
MAGA.
I voted
Make
for
America great.
I voted for him last time too.
I voted
love
for-
him.
I voted
all
for it.
3 times. Yeah, that'll be the 3rd time.
I voted for him last time. It was the one and only time I've ever voted in my entire life. I came off the deck for that shit.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
I
you
never
don't-
wanted to get jury duty, man. If you're registered to vote, like there's a much higher chance you'll get
I've
jury
been
duty.
summoned so many
Also,
fucking times.
up until that moment in history, I never thought that it mattered at all. And I was right.
Yeah.
And then only now does it actually matter with this fucking guy specifically. Let's vote.
For the jury duty, I went down there and I really wanted to have like a high profile case, and I went down there and I was dismissed in like 8 seconds. They're like, Tubby out there, racist, get him out of here. You know what I mean? Like, they seen me. I'm sitting there waiting to fucking, go in there. They got me out of there as quick as possible. I'd like to be a part of that.
They're like, the judge, he's just like, guilty. Next.
What don't you think that'd be kind of like, I don't know, kind of a cool experience? I know it's a pain in the ass for those
to
however
go
many
vote?
weeks. No, it'd be in a jury duty. I promise we'll get back to the Colorado ballot, but
I would like to do jury duty if it's a high profile murder case, and I actually have to like sift through the evidence and think about it, and then convince all the people in the room with me that I'm right.
Yeah.
Because they're going to disagree in my fantasy, and I'm going to let them know that I'm right.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you're standing up there.
Yes.
And
then
you
it's
got the whiteboard and
controversial.
that piece of paper.
Dude, it's
flipping it.
controversial.
Yeah.
They send the motherfucker to jail. Everyone hates me in the world because they think that I'm wrong, and I convince them that they're right or whatever. And then years later, I get found out that I'm correct, and I have a comeback tour.
Yeah.
And I get rich and famous.
You
And
write
there's
a book.
parades and
Yeah.
there's confetti. Yes.
You're sitting there with Al Roker and going, I knew he was innocent from the jump. And he's like, and in your mind, like you're fucking just firing it off, and you're like, these are the reasons why.
Do you know who Lewis Black is?
Is a comedian.
Lewis Black's a famous and great comedian, and one of my favorite jokes he ever did is a throwaway line because he was just hating on news media.
Yeah.
And he's like, Al Roker, he's like, that big fat fuck. And just looks at the camera just pissed.
And
It's
then-
hilarious. Yeah, he just calls him a big fat fuck for no reason.
Yeah, I same thing though, man. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, just the whole experience. Like, could you imagine being Casey Anthony's like Jeremy? I remember that. Just thinking, how did
Derek Chauvin.
the 12? Yeah, being on his, I also would have went not guilty. For all those guys, Casey Anthony, I definitely would have went guilty. Like, I don't understand how all the evidence that like about, and they tried to tell you that they didn't see a lot of the evidence, and then. I watched it. I watched it on TV. You guys all watched it, right? Did you follow the Casey Anthony trial? Everybody did, right?
To a point.
Yeah. I watched Nancy Grace every night, like, bombshell tonight. And I'd be all pissed off with her. And I was like, she's guilty, justice for Kaylee. And you're fucking gone out. By the way, Kaylee right now would be like 19 or some shit like that. Talk about time flying, huh?
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What
Not
else do we
anymore,
got?
though.
What else do we got? Not anymore. Well, she still is. It's just
I didn't got any of the stores.
no.
I told you, man.
We burned through that shit.
Yeah, but you know what? We had
What?
we had to come back with Gypsy Rose. That saved a lot of fucking time. Look, man, when
Oh, before the Gypsy Rose, we were out.
yeah,
Oh, we've actually done almost an hour. We're
that's
doing
what I'm
pretty
saying.
good. Not
well,
bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying is again, man, like why we do this is because we want to talk about stuff that like we think would be interesting for us and our audience, stuff like that, right? The whole point is, man, I don't want to just tell these like I set up the show prep and I want to get stories that are interesting, stuff like that. But I can't just come on here and talk politics with it. We got burned out on
Dude,
that
it's
shit real quick.
exhausting.
Yeah.
What don't we understand at this
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
And then she said they should have never been fired. And then in the state of Maine, like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We know it's bullshit. We know what's going on. Isn't that enough?
Dude,
Isn't that enough?
Dude, if we start talking about Congress and like I don't know anything about Congress, and I'd bring up a story and I'd want to like sell it to you, like to just try to like get some content.
That's why Ben Shapiro exists.
Yeah,
Let him do that.
Exactly. Fucking exactly.
Who cares?
But you know what? Again, man, like we dove into this thing and we knew we had a show and we knew what we wanted to do, but the working out the kinks part, I'm glad we're like to the point where we know now, like I could tell a story and tell if it's going to be okay for us or not.
Sure.
And sometimes we'll roll the dice and be something good or something like that, but not everything.
I'm going to be honest, man. After doing this show for a certain amount of time, there's only so many times you can cover the same types of issues.
Yeah.
It's all been said.
Yeah.
Every point has been made. Just because a new situation happened, just, like cut out whatever I said the last time and then apply it to this one.
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference?
And also, it's like the cancel culture and shit like that. Again, just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Like I enjoy the entertainment aspect. Like we love movies and stuff like that. But I stopped bringing up the movies because I'm like, damn, dude. Like, yeah. I mean, how many times are we gonna fucking do this? Leave that one up for like the quartering. Like he does that, and it's every video is not. And I like the guy. I watch his videos, but every video is Hollywood destroyed, and he's
Dude,
good.
it's exhausting.
He's good for that, but that's
But
just
who
not
cares?
us. That is just not us. We
you
can't.
hear the same shit
Yeah.
over and over and
Yeah.
over. We fucking get it.
Rage bait. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Destroys, eviscerates.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen the eviscerates one day because they're running out of destroyed words.
There's always like a nuclear bomb and like laser eyes.
One of these days, it's gonna be like, Trump rapes, movie industry, and you're like, rapes? We're running out of words there. You can't think of another one, But yeah, that's it. That's good source. I think we killed it. I think we did good. One.
Okay, cool.
What do you think?
I think it's great.
Come here, buddy.
Bam.
Bam.
You want to tap out?
I want to take us out.
All right.
No. I want you to take us out.
I'll take us out.
Yeah.
So this has been our New Year's Day episode of the Irish Spaghetti Podcast,
53,
episode
baby.
53. We're going to be back in what? You want to come back Saturday, a few days?
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturday's cool?
Saturday's good.
Saturday, you heard him. You heard him right here. It's on camera. All right, so we'll be back. I have some stuff to clip and cut up, so there's more content coming out.
Aye.
In the meantime, always remember, have your conversations, not their conversations. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your community. Let's be good people again. Until next time, God bless and peace, ka. Happy New Year's.
Woo!
Boom.
Bam.
Dude, that Gypsy Rose shit is nuts.
Come on, yeah, dude, you gotta watch that fucking movie.
Oh, I plan to.
Let me show you this chick.
Why are you hating on Tom Brady, bro?